give me fire, give me that which I desire. All right, welcome back to Wind Tunnel TV in the Extreme Power League. Tonight we're at Bristol for 120 laps of racing action here at the last great Coliseum. I'm Dean Doucette in the booth with me, Mr. Adam Newton. Adam, the Coliseum, the trucks, the boys take to it tonight.
Yeah, man, it's going to be an exciting race. They got a huge field tonight. And looks like the regulars are fast again, Dean.
Yeah, as always, it's, the same guys will show towards the top with a couple of surprises, I'm sure. Let's take a look in on our racing info for this evening. Of course, that doesn't want to work at the moment. We'll get to that momentarily. Right now, we're looking at Jeremy May out here in the 22 doing his qualifying lap.
Well, at least we ain't got the green screen tonight, Dean.
We don't have the green screen. The apps have been giving us fits lately, folks. Not sure why. I'm sure we'll get that sorted out right shortly here. But nonetheless, qualifying, wrapping up here. And the boys are getting lined up as we try and restart things here and get these apps up and running. Just don't want to do it for us tonight here, oddly enough. All right, I think we might have something here. Let's have a look and see if we got things working. Yes, indeed. They seem to be working now. Thank the good Lord for that. So let's get into tonight's starting grid. It's Joe Gregory making his debut. He'll sit on the pole in the number 84, a time of 14:823. Jeremy May will be on the outside of row number 1. It's Phillip Willis and Stan Carnathan in row 2. Cody McRae and Dylan Caryer in row 3. It's Chilton and Madrigal in row 4. Mann and Keith Long in row 5. Leiter and Patterson in row 6. Mann and Reed will be in row 7. Childs and Long will start 15th and 16th. Monahan and Briegel back in 17th and 18th. It's Menapace and Condi back in 19th and 20. Osborne, Ruckel, and Rowther will round out your field here this evening. Info here. Keys to the race tonight. Patience, of course. Avoiding the wrecks and strategy. Adam, where do you fall in these keys to the race?
Patience, patience, patience. And saving tires. Your right front tire is going to go away real quick if you dog it out. And patience will bring you home to checkered flag.
Well, you heard it, folks. Patience the key here this evening. We'll see if these guys can show any. I mean, you're at Bristol. It's the Coliseum. You're in the truck. You're going to be racing awfully close together. And patience, you're going to have to give some leeway here, especially riding two different lines.
Absolutely. I think the high side's going to come in a little bit later on the run, but
Green, green, green.
Green comes out, and it's Gregory and May, Willis and Carnathan down into one, all looking well so far. Everybody getting a good run into one, and we're down and away here in the Bristol 150.
yeah, it looks like they got a good start. Everybody kind of spread out a little bit, showing some patience. That's really good, man.
Yeah, it's nice to see a little bit of patience out here. Everybody getting lined up, and I like some of the lines I'm seeing out here. That middle to low line, that's where you want to be in this truck, especially early on, but generally the whole run. Traditionally, Adam, we run the high side at Bristol, but this hasn't been the case in this truck so much.
No, the trucks seem to tend to like the bottom to middle line. You can save tires down there on the bottom, but if you want to speed and try to make some passes where other guys aren't, you need to go high.
So Willis was working on May there, but couldn't get it done. So May continuing in second. Gregory walking out already to a second lead, looking like he might be the class of the field here this evening. It is early though. May, Willis, McCray, and Carnathan all in the group, and we got a yellow already.
Yeah, it's in the back right now. I saw the 7 truck scrape the wall, but that wasn't the cause of caution.
Looks like Menapace is involved. Let's get a look in on it and see what happened here. So there's Menapace, there's Condi, I believe, underneath him. That could be Tong. I get them mixed up once in a while. Here comes a 666, comes in and just gives him a shot. That's Ruckle coming in a little deep and takes out Menapace.
Yeah, he just went in a little bit too hot, and Menapace was. I think he's on my strategy, the one I like to use, taking the time and saving his tires. I think his truck looks still pretty good, Dean. I think he'll be okay for the long run.
Yeah, you can absorb a little bit of damage here at Bristol and still be okay. But pit stops now, the big decision. It is early, but with not a whole lot of laps to do here at a place like Bristol, someone might decide to come in here and top up or even grab tires, but it doesn't look like we're going to have any takers. I mean, if you're at the back of the field, don't you just come in anyway, Adam, and just, grab fresh rubber? Why not, right? You're at the back.
Yeah, I would come in, grab some rubber, grab some gas at the same time. Looks like Menapace is getting ready to do just that, Dean.
Yeah, Menapace did come in. Now he was had some damage. I don't know if it looks like he might have used a fast repair. I'm not too sure there.
Yeah, no, it's a smart move. He's getting tires, Dean. He's going to be one to watch out for on this run if we get a long run.
Yeah, he's already completed his stop. Back out in 23rd position here, 42.
I like his strategy, though. You're already in the back, getting the fresh rubbers. Bide your time. If he plays it smart, we get another caution. Track position is a very important thing at this track and whatnot. And I've watched you win several times here, but
I do love this place, Adam, and track position is huge. It's why, when I talk to people about what's one of the better things you can do, it's a lot about qualifying. Getting up here where Gregory is. Is Gregory the best truck? I don't know, but he's got the cleanest track in the field. All he needs is a good launch. He can run bottom to top anywhere he wants, unimpeded, and that is huge.
Yeah, he can save his tires.
Green, green, green.
Good lead that he had, and they're getting ready to go green again, Dean.
flag drops. We're 3-4 wide back there. Contact. No more contact. Guys up into the wall. Everybody hanging on for dear life. No caution on the track.
Yeah, the
So
7 truck. Dylan took a hard lick in the outside wall. I mean, he has a lot of damage.
there was a few licks being taken there.
Yeah, Dylan fell back quite a few spots on there. He has front, nose, and rear damage on his truck. I'm wondering I think that's going to make that truck a handful to drive, Danny.
Is that one of the cases, Adam, of having front end damage into your rear end?
Yeah, it's, yeah.
Out front, Gregory, now Willis up to second. So Willis starting to challenge up here a little bit. He's been dangerous out here. Caryer, who was involved in that wreck, is, he's back in 17th. He was third in points coming into tonight, so could be a problem for him looking at the point situation.
Yeah, right now I'm watching middle of the field plus the leaders, and right now I see some guys getting really squirrely coming off the corners right now with these cold tires.
Yeah, we look in on Brent Patterson running that familiar Napa paint back here. He's in 11th. You got Jessica Childs back here. Wow, look at that paint. That thing stands out.
It sure does. Can't miss that from Mars.
And that's the old Mad truck. Mothers Against Drunk Driving. Always a good cause there. Condi gets loose down on the bottom. And he's getting a little bit of a freight train pushing up the track a little bit. Carrier working around him, so Carrier on the move after his early incident here.
Yeah, Connie was one of the drivers I saw a couple of laps ago. He got really loose on Patrick, and so did the 16, and now the 16's getting back. We got another caution on the track.
Yeah, wow. Jessica Childs is around there as well. That was a little bit of an aftermath. We're going to have to go back and see what happened here.
Yeah, I don't think the guys got enough warning to check up. It looked like it was just a chain reaction from there on out.
We're looking in on the high side. Oh, and the 5 just comes up and into him. That's Tong, I believe. And then Childs gets a big lick here at the back end. It was checking up and everything. Wow.
Yeah, it took out several really good trucks.
Looks like Keith Long was involved. Rucker, Rother.
He was in there. Long was in there.
Childs on pit road. Right now, we got Carrier coming in. Here comes Tong. Keith Long also.
Yeah, the one that really played smart on that. And he took that first pit stop to get his truck fixed, got his tires and stuff. Kevin Menapace came out unscathed on that last caution day.
Yeah, that's good for him. Tong making a pass on pit road. That's interesting. Tong drives right by Carrier. I don't know if Carrier's being slow or Tong's being over aggressive, but Tong heated up, headed to the pits.
And I just heard over the transmission, he got a black flag for that.
Well, you would think. I mean, you can't really just drive by people at full tilt, so interesting to see what Tong did there.
Well, Bristol brings out the best tempers in everybody with the short track racing, as great as it is.
There's no doubt about that, Adam. Bristol will bring it out to everybody. By the end of this race, you're going to have mostly new enemies, not too many new friends, Adam.
Yeah, I just
29
noticed
and
it.
71 coming off pit road.
Yeah, right now, Julian and Jessica Childs. Wonder if they're kidding the Julia Childs, the cooking master.
Exactly. Hey, they might want to get together on that. Could be very profitable.
Now, both of those drivers are a lap down right now, Dean. They're going to have to wait for another caution and get back on the lead lap.
So 23 laps in 120 laps here at Bristol. it's still your race leader, Joe Gregory, out here, and Gregory has been doing everything right so far. Willis trying to hang with him, and Jeremy May in third, Cody McRae up to fourth, Carnathan, Chilton, Madrigal, Leiter, Patterson. Man, your top 10.
Yeah, Gregory's showing a lot of patience, and he's timing his restarts really well, Dean. Let's see if he can do it again.
Yeah, I think he can. I mean, I think he's got a plan out here. He's executing it. But it seems to me like Willis on the outside is starting to find his rhythm here. And he's going to put some heat on him. But starting up top here, my most hated position, number 2, you're going to be challenged by May on the bottom for that spot on that restart.
Yeah, absolutely. But hopefully he can get a good run on the high side and make it interesting.
Green flag drops. Willis with the big jump there. I don't know if Gregory was a little slow on the uptake, and we're down and away. Willis just powers around him, no problem whatsoever.
Yeah, I was actually in his in-car camera. It looked like the 84 spun his tires, Dean.
Wow, spinning the tires, used tires, lap 26, it can happen. You see him back here, too wide, all kinds of battling going on.
There's some really good racing from third on back right now. There, it's a single file up front right now, but on back, a double file and fighting for position.
Yeah, we look in on Stan Carnathan. He gets by. William Man puts the bumper to him, and up the track goes Carnathan. He hangs on to it. No yellow. Carnathan not going to be a happy camper.
No, he's not. But the good news, Dean, is he doesn't have damage, so he can make his way back up to the front.
Now, Man rocking up here. He's got by Carnathan. We'll see if he continues to march forward. That's the kind of thing that can happen here at Bristol. The old little bumps on entry, and guys will get sideways. But unfortunate almost for Carnathan. No yellow comes out. Out front, Willis starting to walk away a little bit from Gregory. Gregory's in front of McRae and Chilton. Now, Chilton has been on the move. He's up 3 spots so far, Adam. The 14 looking strong, making a move. Contact somehow does not go around. Wow, Chilton getting by Cody McRae. And now something's happened. That's McRae, and we got all kinds of carnage back here.
And I just heard over the radio that Julian Kincaid is out for the night. Dean.
Julian Condi out. Carnathan gets hooked up in that as well. Wow, what a wreck we had there, folks.
Yeah, that's the patience thing I was talking about, Dean. It's untimely for those guys, but
so here you
gotta
see
have the patience.
right here. It's Cody McRae, and he just gets kind of run over by the 83 there, and it's on from there. The 57 gets a hard lick out of that.
Yeah,
and the Carnathan gets some late little contact, nothing to really talk about too much there.
Yeah, Brad Patterson got some damage on the nose of his truck. But
that's Brent Patterson, yeah.
I was thinking of our good friend Brad.
Yeah, Brad's been missing in action for some time, but Brent out here in the number 9. See him making his pit stop as we bring up our pit board. So a lot of guys coming in here. Man, the first of them, man, not going to be too happy. That 57 getting roughed up a little bit, but he roughed up someone a little bit too. So, you know, it's the way these things go out here. You live by the sword, die by the sword, Adam.
Yeah, and keep looking at who keeps moving on up. I mean, Kevin Menapace is in 6th place.
Yeah, Menapace is really at that early stop, just sneaking his way up 13 spots. Him, Osborne up 13. You got Ruckles up 11, and Rother up 12 spots. Some real big movers here this evening.
And I can't preach patience enough. at this racetrack.
Yeah, patience already going out the window. Lap 35 of 120, and it's already on here. I mean, these are minor incidents around a place like Bristol become big wrecks. You know, there's nowhere to go. Talk a little bit about it, Adam. I mean, you come out of these corners, I mean, you can't even see a car's in the track until you're on them.
That and the closing rate is so quick. You have literally a split second to make your decision, and you better hope it's the right one.
That's absolutely correct. For me, usually the place like Bristol, such banking, everybody's going to wash down the track when they wreck, so you really want to ride that high side, but there is no safe spot here at Bristol.
No, and it's going to be interesting to see if Gregory can hang tight with Phillips. Phillips, had a good restart last go round and got the lead because of 84 spun tires. Wonder if it's going to be the reverse on this start, Dean.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see Willis now on the bottom, and these old tires, you can spin them, so it's going to be big to see if these guys can control it. So it's Willis and Gregory, Chilton and May. Here we go. Green flag drops. Willis launches. And everybody does a good job here towards the front so far.
You notice that Willis kind of took a little different approach. He got on the flat surface to get on his restart so he wouldn't spin the tires.
Back here we look in on the 5 of Tong. Tong's looking awful racy. He's looking for racing room, and he ain't finding any, Adam. Even if you're faster, they're too wide in front of you. You're really not going anywhere, are you?
No, traffic is, and that's going back to that key word, patience. You have to bide your time, let the guy in front of you burn his stuff up. Once he does that, you'll be an easy pass going down into the corner. And I really like what he's doing. He's going in low, Dean, and kind of drifting up high to get that really monster run off the top.
Yeah, he's doing a good job here. The 22 of May getting worked on here by Chilton. Tong trying to also go by him. So the high side, or the middle high, working pretty good for these guys. Tong drops to the low side now, starts to work on Chilton. So Tong on the move. The 5 machine coming towards the front, looking for third place here.
Yeah, and somebody else I noticed in that last wreck, and there's another caution, Dean.
Yeah, Ruckel, Carnathan again gets a piece. Looks like Keith Long maybe got a little piece of that.
I have to say, William Mann's got a hell of a pit crew. They got him out and in, and he got his truck fixed, and look how he came back through the field just now, Dean.
Ruckel having all kinds of problems here, and I don't know what's going on. His car was jumping around with no contact. He just had some weird looking things happening with that vehicle, causing a wreck there. Childs comes up, gives a little shot to Keith Long. Very unintentional there.
Yeah, they're having to wait right now for the pace car to come around. And right now the pace car is picking up Phillip Willis in turn 2 right now.
You see Long coming into the pits. Right now, the only guy on pit road. Here comes Leiter. Rother coming in with Carnathan and Childs as well. Ruckel.
Dylan Caryer just got one of his 3 laps back.
So Carrier getting a lucky dog here. Around the track he goes. And the 7, he was pretty racy early on. If he can get these laps back, he'll be in good shape. And you see these guys on pit road, they're losing a lap, I think. It's hard to tell exactly what's going on, but they're still sitting here. There's Carnathan, Leiter, Childs, Ruckel. They're all still sitting here.
I haven't heard anything over the radio yet to inform us of why they're still sitting there.
seeming like very long stops here for these people.
Wondering if they have a lot more than theirs. One of them starting to move. More damage than what they're showing right now.
Could
That
be. You
actually,
see Leiter with the smart move stuck at the end of the exit there. Ruckel says, no, I'll go through that. That's a close. That'll be a penalty on Ruckel. Leiter
yep.
smartly sitting here. It's painful, but at least you don't get a penalty.
Yeah, and I mean Keith Long went down a lap too, and that's. I mean, I understand trying to beat the pace car out, but that pace car was already there. Should have just sat and not took the penalty.
Yeah, you've just doubled up on your problems. You still got lost your lap. Now you'll have a penalty. You'll lose a couple of more. So big problems there for Ruckel. And you can see he's got to let the whole field pass him. That's not the penalty. That's just where he came out. The pace car was already by. He might be in front of Carrier, but that's about it. He'll be at the back of the field and also have a stop and go, I would imagine.
Yeah, and the field is back to doubling up, getting ready for the next green flag start, Dean.
Yeah, Willis and Gregory, Tong and Chilton up there, they both look good. Man look good. May's up here. It's Al Reed now in 7th, Menepace into 8th, Osborne in 9th, and Madrigal in 10th.
Green, green, green.
Green flag drops. Willis, a slow start there. Maybe he spun him just a hair there. On the outside, Gregory looking to get him and can't. Tong taking advantage. Tong looking really good here. He's going to go underneath Willis. So Tong looking for the lead.
He had a heck of a restart, man.
He had a great restart, but now Gregory's starting to rock the high side on him here as all along Willis getting away.
I've got my eyes on that 29 truck right now. William Mann.
Yellow flag is out.
Uh-oh, we got another yellow, Dean.
Yeah, Patterson's around. Someone hung up on the wall. All kinds of mayhem.
Looks like the one truck just disconnected, Dean, of Ben Madrigal.
William Mann, and in front of him you see the 9 of Patterson loose, slight contact to Mann. Mann gets extra help from the 87, from the 21, comes down, and that's Carnathan. Boy, that has not been his night.
No, it hasn't. That should get a lucky dog too. Well, it's changed now. Ben Madrigal has exited the track right now. I know he was having internet connection issues and
and they're
race
wrecking.
control.
Carrier just wrecked.
Oh wow!
What happened there? Carrier. Either there was some anger up there or just some mistakes, but a big wreck. Carrier headed down pit lane. Looked like he was coming down quite hot too. I don't know what was going on there.
Temples are flaring right now.
Let's get a look in and see if we can see what happened.
He just turned dead right on him, Dean.
So Carrier coming around here. And he looks under control, nothing going on. He's speeding up all of a sudden. Oh, and the car in front of him just turns up the track, does not know he's there. That's just a accident, unintentional consequence there.
Well, Dean, like I said, patience.
Patience, avoiding the wrecks. I mean, they're out the window. How about strategy? Is there strategy still to be had here?
Yes, I would. If I was a guy around 5th through 16th place right now, I would come and get tires. You're 50 laps in the race, Dean. I think that would be a smart move to make the run to the end.
Well, some guys getting trapped on pit road. McRae, Leiter, Carrier, Mann, Carnathan, all on pit road. Here comes Carrier. I mean, they're going to lose a lap. They're probably multiple laps down at this point.
Yeah, right now, Matthew Letter is 1 down. Dylan Carrier is 2 down. William Mann is 3 down. Stan Carnathan is 3 down. And Keith Long is 9 laps down.
Wow, quite a night here out at Bristol as we approach the halfway mark. Phillip Willis up here doing a great job. Tong starting to heat up as this race goes on. And you got Gregory, our pole sitter, currently in third. Mann's in fourth. May fifth. Chilton, Menapace, Osborne, Monahan, and Briegel now in the top 10.
So it'll be an interesting start and see if he goes back down there on that flat again.
Nothing but interesting stuff going on here as these guys continue to deal with the great Coliseum. Pace cars off the track. Willis leads them down. Green flag drops. There he goes. He gets a good start. Tong files into second. It's Gregory and Mann side by side going through the corner.
Well, Nicholas Tong got a huge run off the turn 2, Dean.
Did he ever? He makes a move underneath Willis. Contact. They go down into corner number 1, side by side. Willis rocking the high side, trying to hold off Tong.
Yeah, but don't look now as things are shaking up in the middle of the pack.
Well, we're not looking at that. There's too good a battle here right now. Willis actually takes that, so great job by Willis. Looking a little further back. You got Childs back here. Him in the 34 of Rother trying to hang on. Nothing really doing. Back out front, Willis and Tong. Mann and Gregory. Chilton.
Willis looks like he's on cruise control once again.
You got Patterson back here in the battle. Patterson starting to make some moves. Looking in on Menapace. Patterson to the low side. Menapace up high.
Monahan's coming right behind him. I think he's going to be a little bit patient, try to get that run on the next corner.
So right now, Patterson absolutely flying around this track, making some moves. Let's hop on board with Patterson here. You see underneath the 22 of Jeremy May, Patterson, low in, low off, comes up the track. And ahead of him is now second through fifth, sitting right there, and actually all the way to first. You can see Willis up at the front of the pack. So Patterson definitely marching towards the lead here.
I think he was one of the guys that pitted on that last pit stop, wasn't he, Dean?
It very well could be. Let's look in on our pit board. Patterson pitted on lap 51, so yeah, and yellow flag. Not sure what happened. Looks like Al Reed, something had happened. Let's have a look in on it. You see Reed in the 16 black car there. Carrier underneath. Reed hanging on the bottom, just giving no room there. Gets a shot, and around he goes.
That's tough luck for Albert Reed. He had a pretty clean truck.
He had a clean truck there. You just got to give a little more room than that. If you're on the high side, you got to kind of run the high side. I think that we call that a racing incident there, but tough break for sure. Pit board still up. Mann coming in. McRae's still on pit road. So Mann early into the pits here. And it looks like our leaders coming in. Wow. Willis and Tong, Gregory, Chilton. This is going to shake things up. May and Menapace.
Yes, sir, indeed. William Mann and Mr. Patterson stayed out, and so did Daniel Monahan. And Caryer was out there as well.
Yeah,
this is an interesting strategy.
Super interesting here. I mean, this will probably be the last pit stop for these guys. Fresher rubber. You see our pit board. Mann pitted on 21. Patterson on 51. You got Monahan on 33. And then everybody else, well, you got Childs actually on 43. Ruckle 52, excuse me, a little Sunday burp there. Rother on 43. Reed on 51. And then a whole gaggle of cars pitting here on lap 65.
Yeah, I like this. I like this move by the leaders. You're just about you little couple laps over halfway, 6 laps, and you're under caution. I like this.
Yeah, one car going to get trapped on pit road there. I can see that yellow machine. Looks like everybody else doing okay. We'll see if that yellow car, is that Osborne? Yes, that's Osborne, and he's going to blow pit exit. That's a penalty. Cannot go through pit exit like that with the pace car beating him there. And he realizes it now. It's too late. He'll have to fall to the end and get a penalty as well.
That's tough luck for Osborne because he was on the lead lap. Now that's going to put him 1 lap down.
These are just, race awareness. Some of these guys haven't raced a lot on these short tracks and at Bristol and that. If you're at the back of the pack, it's tough to stay on the lead lap. And the one thing you don't want to do, Adam, is compound your errors. Okay, you made a misjudgment. You're not going to beat the pace car out. You've got to sit there at the end of pit road. It is closed. Exit is closed. If you don't, you're going to lose 2 more laps under green having to come in and serve a penalty.
Yeah, and that's a tough one to swallow, especially when you're having a good run. But, I mean, race awareness is another one of those keys. You have to follow what's going around in your surroundings.
Yeah, well, this series, like I said, there's not a ton of experience on oval racing, and this is a learning experience, and these guys will learn from this, there's no doubt. I mean, I've done it. We've all done it. But here we go. Back to green flag racing.
Green.
It's Mann and Patterson now up front with Monahan and Childs behind. Patterson on the outside, a good launch. Going to get a good run off the corner, but it's not enough as Mann takes the lead. Down the track goes Patterson.
Yeah, Patterson's looking strong right now. I like what he did by pitting a little while ago, Dean, but now those leaders that were up front, they're having to fight to come through the pack.
So William Mann Jr. out here taking the lead. Patterson in second. And Monahan, you were talking about him early, up 14 spots into third position. It's
Yellow
Jessica Childs. Oh, and we got another yellow.
Another yellow. Yeah, Monahan's had a good, quiet race, and he's showing up when it counts, Dean.
Let's take a look in. It's Sean Rother here in the number 34. You see him. He's got Willis on the high side. These guys just lack of patience there out of the 14. That's Chilton. Just comes in and gives him a shot. I mean, there's a car clearly in front of you. You can't just run through him.
Even if you want to, you still can't do it.
I want to. I always want to, but it just doesn't work.
Is that how Canadians drive in real life, dude?
Absolutely. There's so much snow all the time, we can't see you anyway.
Yeah, us U.S. drivers, we're the same way. We just run over you and talk to you later about it. Yeah. We got some more guys on pit road, too.
Always send your hate mail to Victory Lane. Jessica Childs coming down pit road. Tong is in as well. And of course, Rother, who was involved in that incident, coming down as well.
And that was a lucky break for Jeremy Osborne. He got the lucky dog, Dean. So he's back on the lead lap now.
So Osborne in the 41. He was the one who got trapped on pit road and failed to stop. So it was a big, big break for Jeremy.
Yeah, I see that the 5 truck is on pit road as well. I'm wondering if he had a little bit of damage or if he's playing it even smarter and maybe taking some more tires, Dean.
See Childs coming off pit road. Tong still sitting there. go. They're coming out. Here comes Tong. Of course, you see Keith Long. Keith Long, our points leader, in rough shape here this evening. Done for the evening.
Yeah, he's 30 laps down right now, unfortunately.
So let's take a look in on our pit board and to see where the fresh tires are at here. So you got Gregory back in 5th position. He's got the freshest on lap 65. Him and Menepace both, so they're in great shape. And then it's May and Willis with fresh tires as well.
Yeah, and you know, staying out, if I was a mid-pack guy and the truck is tight, Dean, you can come and get some fuel, and that'll actually help that truck loosen up a little bit. That way it'll be able to float through the corners a little bit better.
Absolutely. It's a great tip there. You know, less fuel, not always great idea. More fuel can help it rotate. Right now, staring at that 29 out front, God, that looks good, Adam.
Yeah, that's a pretty looking truck, man.
I'm thinking about the number.
Oh, no. I know why you're saying that, just because that's your number in real life.
William, man, you're right. Beautiful looking truck, doing the 29 proud here, leading this race. You got Patterson in 2nd, Monahan, and how about Al Reed in the 16, up now 10 spots on the night, sitting in 4th.
He has a good comeback from his lost caution.
Pace car off the track, man, leads him down, and a pretty good start from Patterson, surging on the high side. Patterson looking to take the lead here. Can't quite do it yet, but a big run, a little hit on the wall there. They go side by side through 3 and 4.
Wow, he really drove that thing down in there. Right now, Dean, he's going to have a monster run when he comes off too.
Yeah, Patterson to the lead, so Patterson getting it done on the high side.
Yes, sir, he got it done. That was an impressive move right there. Oh, we got
and they're wrecking. That's Monahan getting into the 16. 16's in big trouble. And they're piling it up back here. Still no caution on the track. And there it finally comes.
Wow, that was fresh tires versus old tires right there, Dean.
That was no patience again, and that's something we talk about a lot around here. You see the 53 coming in, bam, there's a little bit of net code, but that's not, it's irrelevant. He would have hit him anyways. The 16 of Al Reed, who was doing so great, just getting all kinds of roughed up there.
Yeah, hopefully he can get his truck back going and come get some 4 good years and make it back up to the front. We got 40 laps to go, Dean, so he has time to still make a good run to the front.
That's a ton of time out here, the way the cautions are coming fast and furious. Looks like Osborne coming down pit road here, the 41, and he is still, I think he had to serve that penalty after getting the lucky dog. William Mann coming in, my goodness, from 2nd place. Monahan coming in as well. Chilton's in. Wow, these are big decisions late in the race.
I hear you make the reference to Fast and Furious, so what's your character, Dean? Are you the pretty boy Paul Walker?
I'm the girl, so I can look in the mirror all day.
I thought you'd say you're Vin Diesel.
No, not a big Vin Diesel fan. Don't hate him. Don't love him.
Yeah, I'm wondering if Mr. Patterson's going to say he's the Rock, because right now he is rock solid on the front right now.
Yeah, the familiar Napa paint out here leading this thing, and he's looking like he's going to be awfully tough to beat. Yeah, Gregory and May is in 3rd, Willis in 4th, and Tong in 5th. All these guys have looked good at different points. Ruckel up to 6th position now. He's gained 15 spots on the night, and it's Menepace. He's up 12. Childs is up a 7. Briegel up 9. And Rother at a plus 13. So big movements around the board.
Absolutely. It's really, I'm kind of surprised, but then again, I'm not. Um, it's interesting to see that Tong is up there again. Willis showed some patience with his new tires. He's back up there again. That's going to be an interesting crowd up front, Dean.
It's an interesting crowd. We got 37 laps left here in this race, and guys are going to have to make decisions. I mean, when cautions start to fly like this, the problem is, Adam, that you've only got a couple laps to get it done before a caution comes out. So that just amps up more aggression towards the front.
Yeah, it does. But if I'm behind the wheel, I'm still going to show patience
You
for
have
one
to.
reason. You have to, and you have to be that one guy that has the tire for that restart when it counts.
Well, being someone who knows you, Adam, you've learned a great deal of how to, championship race, if you will, and you've done a marvelous job with that, and your advice is spot on here.
Green
Patterson
flag, green
leading
flag.
Gregory down to the start. A little bit slow on the inside. That was May, I think. May getting not off to a great start. Willis drives around. Tong drives around him.
Ooh, wow, the 5 truck got a little loose on entry.
Yeah, he's pushing that thing for all it's worth. Patterson holding off Gregory and Willis right now for the race lead.
I really like the look of the 84 truck in the 4, Dean. They're showing a lot of patience right now. They're rolling the center. I think they're just biding the time to make their move on the 9 truck.
Yeah, I think they're biding their time, but also I think they're just pretty evenly matched. These guys at the front running similar lines, getting similar results. I think the cream has risen to the top, and what you're seeing is Patterson with really, nobody around him, sort of. Well, there's a lap car they driving on by, but Patterson is just got that clean track. So important, Adam.
Yeah, he's got a good air on his nose, and if people think that air doesn't play a factor at a small track like Bristol, they have another thing to learn from racing. It is
Absolutely.
everything.
It's everything. We preach a lot about it. If you can get out there because it's a big advantage. Gregory, Willis, and Tong battling for second. It's May hanging on to fifth. Then you got to look back to Ruckle, and Ruckle's in the wall. This is going to bring Mann to the inside. Chilton takes a peek to the inside. So Mann and Chilton and Ruckle get together. Bam to the
Wow.
inside. They're both heavily damaged up the track. That's Al Reed getting another knock around. He's been beat up here this
Oh, and
evening.
Key is in a wreck as well in turn 1 after the flag went out.
Carrier involved. All kinds of people involved there. Let's
And that
get a
took
look
out the
in.
84 of Joe Gregory. That's tough luck, man. That was a bad, bad, bad situation.
So here you see the 14 coming out, and he just files up. I mean, Ruckle's there. There's no room to file up like that. And around they go.
Wow, Dean, that really changed the complexity of this front.
Let's just go back and see what happened to our front runners. You see here, you got Gregory with Willis and Tong. This is like second, third, and fourth, and they're coming in. And this is a secondary wreck by the looks of it. They go 3 wide into the corner, and Tong gets into, I think that's Condi. I'm not
Yeah,
sure. And Condi
yeah,
gets up and into him. So that's a secondary wreck. Nothing to do with the initial wreck. Wow.
yeah. That had some tough consequences because that damaged the 84. He's on pit road right now, and wow, that changed the whole complexity of this race, Dean.
Yeah, Willis in as well. And Chilton. So, 3 of our top 5 on pit road right now. Patterson loves it. Tong being a little aggressive out there, but they're 3 wide with the lap car, and nobody heard your key to the race, Adam.
Evidently, they must have their headsets cut off, Dean. I mean, this is like the only one I think that might have been listening is William Mann. I mean, look at this, Dean. He showed great resolve. He had a little situation just a couple of moments ago, but he is right back in the mix of this deal in third place once these cars shake out.
Well, that's what we were saying. I mean, this thing's far from over the way the cautions are coming. Things are getting shaken up quickly. I mean, Tong now in second position, Mays in third, Mann in fourth. Yeah, Childs is somehow hanging up here in fifth position, even though she's been involved in a couple.
Yeah, but that, she showed some patience, and I preach it, I preach it, I preach it. As much as people can lose their cool, if you stay calm, cool, collected, you will get a great finish. And right now, with them allowing the 9 truck of Brent Patterson to heat cycle his tires and cool them back down, he's going to be hard to pass, Dan.
Oh, he'll be tough to pass. There's no doubt about it. But he's going to have to hold off a bunch. I was looking at Briegel and Rowe. They're up 12 and 16 spots already, and they've been involved in stuff as well. So there's basically not a clean truck out here. I mean, the 9 a little banged up, Tong's a little banged up. May's a little banged up, Mann's a little banged up. There's no clean trucks out here.
I think they've even hit the pay store, Dean.
We're into the coal range there.
Yeah, I just think of our good friend Mark Hanna. I just want to hit the pitting for ice cream button right now.
Pitting for ice cream. Patterson and Tong. Tong's been a little aggressive here this evening, but that might be unfair. I'm not trying to pick on you, Nicholas. There's been a lot of aggression out here. The 5, though, has got clear sight set on Patterson. A great launch from Patterson. Mann looks to take third away from May, and I think he's going to do that pretty easily. Tong with a massive run. Wow! Did he hook the top of that track? Nicholas Tong just out and he's in the wall, overextending it, just took the lead, hands it back to Patterson from overdriving. What an error there from Tong.
Well, and I heard one of our front runners that just came down and got tires, and there's a spin in turn 3, Dean.
So more carnage on the track.
Yeah, I heard over the radio the 87. Not the 87. It was one of the lap cars. Yes, it was the 87. He missed a shift in the 4 truck. Ran into the back of him. Man, it's just unfortunate.
Well, the Childs there just lost it in the middle of the corner in this wreck, and that's unfortunate. Collected the 57, I do believe. Yeah, that was Mann, I think, involved in that.
I tell you, I know the owners of these trucks right now, they're going to have a lot of scrap sheet metal to sell this week.
Childs
after this race.
Definitely are. You can get yourself a fender for $5 after this one. Just good Child in the 19 down on pit road. But what about Tong? Patterson was leading. Tong just got this massive run on the outside. Looks like, oh my God, he's that much faster. Tong gonna walk away, and then he drills the wall on exit the next corner, and that gives it back to Patterson.
Looking right now, I'm zooming in on Tong's truck. When that last lick, he crumpled the front end of that truck, being pretty bad.
It's not looking pretty, that's for sure. But still out here running. It'll be okay. It just won't be quite the same.
No, I think he's going to have to contend with a tight condition. Right now, I'm looking. I can see his motor through the hood right now, and his right front tire is sticking out further. But there's a couple guys they're going to have to worry behind him that have some pretty clean trucks right now.
Yeah, Osborne looking nice and clean. He's back to 8th. Briegel coming down pit road right now. He's a little beat up, but Osborne, that 41 looks like there's not a scratch on it right now.
Yeah, he's been listening to the communicating. Patience.
Patience definitely pay off here this evening. As we don't have many people left on the lead lap here. Looks like about 8 cars, maybe 9, currently on the lead lap.
Yeah, right now we got 17 laps to go, and time is running out. They've got to get around them if they're going to do it, Dean.
Well, Tong did it, and can he do it again? So it's time for our picks there. Who you got up here in the booth, Adam?
Looking right now, looking at the patience and looking who's showing back up, I got my money on the pole sitter, Joe Gregory. He's come back in the picture, Dean.
So Gregory going to be one of the favorites for Adam. He's back in 5th position in the 84. I mean, for me, I think Tong is probably the guy to watch. I mean, Patterson leading got to be your favorite, but I'll pick Tong. But 17 to go. I'm not sure all these cars are going to survive these last 17 laps.
No, I might have went over the limb on taking the 84, but I think they have the freshest tires right now. Let's see if they can make it through the field pretty quickly.
All right, pace car off the track. Patterson, a good launch there. He held Tong up. Tong's now challenged by Man. Man, a good run on the bottom. Tong rocking that high side. Man, is he getting off the corner. Down underneath Patterson. So Tong, he's really getting off the corner when he's on the high side. You watch as he gets back to where he wants to run. Just launching off of this corner.
Yeah, it was like you got shot out of a cannon right there, dude.
Yellow, yellow, yellow.
We got another wreck.
Yeah, more wreck. I'm not sure what happened there. We'll see if we can see something. I don't think we got it though. Or here we go. It's Man. So Man off of pit road, and he just breaks loose. Let's see if we can back it up and get a better look. So you see here Carnathan. Oh, and he touches the wall, comes back down, slight contact with Carnathan, and around he goes.
Man, Carnathan's had a rough night tonight, dude.
Yeah, poor Carnathan. I mean, I don't know if it's poor or not. We'd have to look at all the tape to find out who did what. But yeah, he's had a rough night. There's no doubt about that. But surviving, sitting in the top 10 here, a couple laps down, but still going to get a decent finish out of it.
Looks like Jessica Childs got the lucky dog then, Dean. She's back on the lead lap to be in 9th position.
So Childs,
it's been a good run for her.
Definitely putting that Mad Machine out here and put a little highlight on that. Mothers Against Drunk Driving.
I think that's really cool that she's running that paint scheme. That is dear to my heart. I think that's pretty cool.
Definitely is. As she pulls down the track, stops, and she's gone into pit road.
Wow.
An odd and strange situation. As we were on her getting her lucky dog, she went around. Going to be back on the lead lap. Stops, gets out of the car, takes a tow to pit road, and we're not sure what's happened there.
Wow. Wonder if she's having maybe overheating or connection issues or whatnot. That's unreal.
That is completely unreal and hard to explain, but these things happen from time to time. You see her there sitting on pit road still. Patterson out front, Tong, Man, Gregory, Willis, your top 5, May, Osborne, and Rother, and of course Childs, who just went to pit road. Looks like Carnathan coming in as well.
Yeah, 10 laps to go right now, I think I would play some head games with the 5 and take the high side and make him spin his tires, Dean.
Yeah, I like that call. I mean, lane choice is a big thing, and you can take that high side and take it away because the 5 is absolutely loving the high side
Oh,
each
yeah.
and every time, especially on restarts, just like a rocket out of 2.
He reminds me of you on the restarts. Just he must have that sticky tire situation.
You gotta have that hack, the grip hack.
Yep. The grip hack.
That's a lie for anybody listening. There's no such thing. Patterson and Tong gonna do battle one more time here. Pace car off the track. Patterson leads him down.
Green flag.
Great start by the 9. Tong on the high side again. Man trying to stick a nose in there. Tong, can he rock off the 2 again? Yes, another big run off a 2. This time does not elect to go down the track. I think that's smart. Comes off a 4 with a big run. So, man, hanging tough here. But Tong looking good all along. Patterson, your race leader. Tong's in the wall again. This is going to allow Man to get there and Patterson to get away.
Yeah, Patterson's got the clean air, Dean, with 6 laps to go. He's looking pretty strong. I don't think they won't get around him.
It was a fine line between being fast and being too fast, and Tong continually finding that line. Right now, though, trying to run down. He's going to be in the wall again as he chases Patterson. Brent Patterson leading this thing, coming down to 5 to go.
And I like that over the 9. He's showing his patience. He's not even looking in the mirror right now at Tong right now.
There's no need. Just hit your marks and be clean. 5 to go. The 9 leading. Tong in second. Man in third. And it's a ways back to Willis, who's fighting with Gregory.
Yeah, I think my pick might be a little bit down on power, and he's not looking at the car like I thought he would be.
Right now, everything's still under green. Patterson walking away. Willis still fighting with Gregory. It's a battle for 4th position. Gregory trying to get a nose under, can't hold it.
Yeah, Thong's just checking out, and Patterson is checking out. He's clean air and smooth sailing.
Yeah, smooth sailing. Right now, Gregory's still working on Willis here, back in 4th position, trying to get the nose. Willis holds him off. Final lap for the number 9. Brent Patterson through 1 and 2, coming down into 3. Brent Patterson gonna come home with the victory here in the Extreme Power League. Bristol 125. Tong second. Man's in third. Willis will beat Gregory for 4th. It's May in 5th. Osborne with a great recovery tonight will be 7th. Rother recovers also to finish in 8th. Carnathan gets 9th, even though he's a couple laps down. And Childs, inexplicably retiring, grabs the top 10. So Patterson, he deserved this one. Tong, for some reason, doing donuts out there. I'm not sure what Tong is out there for. He's in 2nd position, but he's pretty happy anyway. And the 9 burning it down of Brent Patterson. Very strange situation here with Tong. They must be teammates as they lock them up, and they have a little duo going on here.
Yeah, it's actually kind of fun.
Kind of fun, and they're obviously friends. They're enjoying the moment. Love to see it. Right now, let's take a short commercial break from Shorba's Racing Designs. We come back, we'll get some race interviews. right, Shorba's Racing Designs. Go check them out for all your racing design needs. Brent Patterson winning this thing, and it looks like Condi's out here saying, I didn't get a chance to really race, but I'm going to race some now. Getting a little practice in, Adam. So, your final thoughts on this evening? I mean, a caution filled event, very tough out here on a lot of trucks.
Yeah, the guy with the most patience won, in my opinion, Dean. Patterson just drove a very smooth, strategic race, and that's what you got to be to here to conquer the Coliseum.
Yeah, I mean, patience or track position or both, but it all worked out for him here. Let's look in on our race results right quickly. You see Patterson, your winner, Tong, Mann, Willis, Gregory, May, Osborne, Rother, Carnathan, and Childs. And then it's Briegel. Briegel hung on there for an 11th. Monahan comes in 12th. Chilton 13th. Eric Ruckel will grab 14th. Al Reed, man, he got beat up once he was up in the top five. Carrier also with some bad luck. Menapace, man, all these guys having their some bad luck here this evening. You see the rest of them lighter. I know we had Cody McRae fan out there. It was a bad night for Cody. Condi not happy, I'm sure, back in 21st, and Madrigal and Keith Long, points leader, last place.
Yeah, Connie came out and ran some laps, Dean, and he did gain 2 positions. So that was that'll pay off at the end.
I don't know what's happened, but someone's turned out the lights in one of these corners here. It was awful dark. Nonetheless, let's get into some race interviews here with our finisher this evening as we bring in third place finisher William Mann in the 29 machine. Congrats on third place tonight, William.
I appreciate it, guys.
So a tough race out there for everybody, really. I mean, carnage,
Yeah.
lots of wrecks, a battle, some survival, and just talk a little bit about surviving this and what your mindset was.
I mean, it's a short track. I feel like half of it is trying to survive. I mean, I love coming to Bristol. It's always pretty fun. This is my first race with this league. I got invited, and I'd have been there last week, but I went to the Roval race, and I obviously didn't get back in time. But man, I like Bristol. Truck usually hooks up pretty good. I like a loose vehicle. Just trying not to be in the back and the middle of things when people get impatient.
Right. Well, speaking of getting in the middle of things, you're running up towards the front there, and I believe it was you getting involved. You have a lap car. I think it might have been Condi even kind of getting in there, and it ends up being 3 wide, a little chain reaction. Talk a little bit about what happened there.
I don't know. There was a couple different instances that were kind of wonky. I know I'm not familiar with everybody's name, but the number 7 truck, I don't know if he spun the tires or the guy in front didn't go. But the guy to my inside, I don't know if his internet was kind of blinky. The one truck, I was so focused on him, trying to make sure he stayed away from me. I didn't want to get too low. That I made contact with the 7, and the second time I kind of just, in a way, pushed him out the way unintentionally. So if he's listening, I apologize about that again. I know it don't make it better, but it still sucked.
Yeah, that was Dylan Carrier, a pretty good racer here in the league, doing pretty good in the points. A bit of a rough night, but many had rough nights. You didn't, William. Now you're up there. You had a lead at one point. What were you thinking? What was your strategy as we approach, say, the halfway and beyond? Were you thinking about, can I pit again? When should my last pit be? Were any of these things a concern of yours?
I was hoping it would have stayed green. I was keeping a good pace ahead of the eventual winner, number 9, Brett Patterson. We were making some good laps, and then a couple quick restarts. I feel like I kind of got shot in the foot there. And the last restart where he got the lead from me, I bobbled it. I started moving, and I hesitated to make sure I didn't just take off to leave the field because, they say if you want to wait, go to green. And I hesitated. He kept the steadiness, and when the green flag dropped, he walked right around me. I couldn't hold him off, and I didn't want to push up and push him in the wall. I said, my first race with the guys. I want to make a good impression and be smooth tonight.
Well, I think it was probably the right choice, William. And you come home with a car that finishes here and you get third place. It's a great finish. Congrats on that. We look forward now. We take the trucks over to Daga next week. How you feeling about that?
Oh, I like it, man. I got a couple different Dega wins in different vehicles, so should be a blast. Can't wait.
All right, man. Well, we can't wait to see you, William, and see what you can do. Congrats again. And if you want to thank anybody, give any shout outs, now's the time.
Man, shout out to Man's Maintenance, our family, family business. It's the one that uh, pays the bills for us to play and have fun, man. Cody invited me over to this league. The league sponsors for the butt kicker, the pay to win, all the guys kind of put everything together. The broadcasters appreciate you guys sticking with us, and yeah, man, we'll see you again.
All right. Adam, that was William Mann, third place here tonight at Bristol.
Yeah, Dean. Now we got Nicholas Tong with us. Tell us about your race, man. You look like you had a rocket ship, but you just ended up finishing one place short, man.
It was, it was a lot of ups and downs, but if I told you that there was not a lot of practice going into it, then I was extremely happy. Like if you told me that with no practice I'd finish top 5, even second place, then like to come back in second, like I'm more than happy. Like congrats to Brent Patterson. We were talking in the race and he's in a similar boat, but I mean William, Mr. Man Jr. The Man Jr. gave me a run for my money for sure.
Well, it looked like you had a ton of speed. Did you have anything left for Brent at the end, or did you use it all up?
Oh, it was all used up for sure. Yeah, I had nothing left in the tank, but I was definitely happy to finish second.
Well, you definitely had us holding our seats, man. I told Dean a couple times you were getting these huge runs, and I mean it was impressive and entertaining for sure. But nevertheless, man, the start of your race looked a little rough, but you definitely came home with a great finish and whatnot. But you think there's anything different you could have done to maybe get that top spot?
I mean, even if there was, I maybe a little more practice here and there, but in my opinion, I couldn't be more happy the way it turned out. Obviously, there is one more spot that could be improved on, but I mean, and that's finishing first. But like I said, coming from, I mean, especially with the kind of luck I've been getting in the past few races, I'm really happy to finish on the podium here.
Well, that's cool.
I think we might have lost Adam there temporarily. Congratulations, Nicholas. It was an awesome job out there. You were launching off a 2 like crazy. I couldn't believe what I was seeing sometimes. Congrats on your finish, man. And you got anybody you want to thank? Now's the time.
I just want to, first of all, I want to thank you two, Dean and Alan, putting on a good show. Like, it's never not fun to come back and after a race, sit with the lads, for an hour and just watch back on the race. You guys make it a ton of fun. But also I want to thank all the sponsors making it all possible, pay to win setups, Beyond the Apex, Butt Kicker, for making this league possible. So thanks to you guys. And thanks to sponsors as well, for sure.
All right, that was Nicholas Tong, our second place finisher. Now we bring in the number 9, Brent Patterson from Victory Lane. Congratulations on the victory tonight, Brent.
How about that one, boys? I think, yeah, I had no clue we were going to be pretty decently fast in that race. Obviously I had to miss last week, had some stuff come up. So what a way to rebound and kind of dig myself up out of that hole from, not getting all those points last week.
Absolutely, Brent. You definitely dug yourself out. A great victory here. Let's jump right into your battle with Tong there. Tong on those restarts, man, was he launching off a turn 2 on that high side? He was getting these huge runs on you. The one time he gets by you and promptly hits the wall in the next turn and allows you to come underneath him. Talk a little bit about that transaction, if you will.
Oh yeah. First off, It's not a whole lot to say besides I love racing with Tong. He's such a clean driver, man. We work really well together just about everywhere, mainly super speedways. But yeah, he was getting incredible launches, man. And I knew the only way I was going to start beating that is if I dropped her down to first, grab that grip and let her rip, Tater Chip. So we did that, and yeah, when he got around me there, I'm not gonna lie, I got nervous. I thought I was gonna spin myself out, so I went into turns 1 and 2 a lot slower than usual, and he just, I mean, dogged me out of turn 2, and then he got into the wall, and we were able to take it back. And yeah, she truck was real fast, and everybody raced clean. I like to shout out William too, man. It was fun racing him. When I first got the lead, I wish it would have stayed green because me and him had a really good battle going there. But all in all, I mean, it was a good race. We had some hiccups. It was hard to stay out of trouble at the beginning, but once we got up to the front, it got better as the further we went. So yeah, I can't thank Tong and William enough for racing me clean, man. That was fun.
Yeah, absolutely. And you talk about once he got to the front now, a lot went on during this race, so forgive me if I don't remember everything. But pit stops were a part of that, Brent. You guys pitting at different times and everything. What was your strategy, and were you ever considering coming back in towards the end of the race?
Um, when I got in that last little accident, it was enough damage. I had like over a minute optional, and I knew you're gonna have to have all the aero you can get to to stay out front at Bristol because everybody behind you is just so fast, especially if they still got a clean car. So I opted to use that fast repair. I mean, it was like lap 64, 65, somewhere around in there. And I knew we had more than enough fuel to make it. And I figured those guys that were up front all night for the most part, they just kept staying out. They never did pit. And the further we went, I'd gain a couple spots on every restart every time. And then they finally started pitting, and it put us right there with William, and we got around him before the caution come out. And after that, I mean, I had so much fuel left, and tires were still technically only like 10 laps old if you take all the cautions into consideration. So I really didn't start using my tires until the last 5 to 10 laps there. But I just got so far ahead that I was, the launches I was getting on the restarts, and I knew I was keeping pace with William and Tom. So I was like, I figured, if I pit now, he's just gonna give the race away. I mean, you never know what's gonna happen. So I decided, we'll stay out, we'll send her and see how it goes. And I think it worked out pretty good there.
I think it worked out great. Adam here in the booth was talking a lot about patience. He seemed to be showing it, even talking about it here, not using those tires up until when they were really needed towards the very end. A very smart play. You grabbed the victory tonight. Move up the standings. We look forward now to Dega. How you feeling about taking the trucks off to Dega?
Uh, if it's any indication of how iRacing Super Speedway went, I mean, I think we got a good shot. It's just it won't be near as bad. I know with the trucks, you can get to pushing 3 or 4 trucks at one time without getting loose. You just can't do it in the cup car. So this time I don't think it'll be so bad if we got somebody pushing 3 or 4 cars off of turn 3 this time. I think we'll be able to keep her straight. Hopefully. The best thing would be to go back to back, obviously, but we'll see how it goes.
I love it. Thinking about back to back. Well, congrats on the victory again, Brent. And if you got anybody you want to thank, any sponsors you want to shout out, you go right ahead.
Of course, I always want to thank the guys that make this possible, Julian, Cody, and a few other guys. They all took a chance on me, let me come race out with them, and it's been so much fun. And the racing's just getting better. The field's getting bigger every week. Competition's getting better. It's going to be fun, and I can't wait to see what the rest of the season brings, man. Bring it on.
All right, Adam. That was Brent Patterson, the number 9 victory here at Bristol.
Yes, sir. He let her rip Tater Chip.
You gotta love it. Let her rip, Tater Chip. Brent Patterson, he did just that. Comes home with the victory. An excellent job. Of course, next week we head to Talladega. We'll have all that coverage right at 6:50 p.m. here at the Extreme Power League every Sunday. But for myself, Dean Doucette, and for Mr. Adam Newton, that's going to wrap it up from Bristol, and we'll see you right here next time on Wind Tunnel TV.